Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic 2020 edition, as we have been here at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex in Manheim, Pennsylvania, shooting for the last couple of days. And I'm Greg White, sitting alongside Darren Christianberry, professional shooter, and of course Rob Koffold, you heard from right at the top of the show, who's the president of Lancaster Archery for the Lancaster Archery Classic. Talking about $189,000 in cash available. You're talking $50,000 worth of door prizes, $200,000 worth of available contingencies, and we are getting things rolling right now with our first shoot up. First to shoot was Tom Coblentz. And Darren, as we take a look at this outstanding sports complex here at Spooky Nook, we're in the final shoot-up area here in Olympic Hall. They're on platforms. They're shooting 20 yards at these target faces. What kind of pressure are they under?
I think the first hurdle they have is the lighting changes. I don't know where they practiced that, but this is a totally different atmosphere than where they qualified and shot their first few matches at. So there has to be an adjustment period here, I would think.
Now this is the Senior Open class, also known as Senior Open 60+ class. Now here at the Lancaster Archery Classic, scoring is a little different from some tournaments we've seen with Vegas faces.
11, let's give them a hand.
That, you heard Rob Koffold say 11. That's because that small ring in the middle is worth 11 points. Let's get to Rob.
Ken, how you feeling up there?
Nervous, that's normally the thing when you're doing this.
Looking nice and solid. You've been here in Pennsylvania for many years. You know, a veteran at the Pennsylvania State Championships, and it's great to have you here on the Lancaster Archery Classic stage. Let's look at your setup. You're shooting one of the brand new PSCs. Good looking setup.
Shoot down, Viper scope, Viper rods, good setup.
Sharp looking victory arrows there, if we can get a shot of those. Sharp looking feathers on them and whatnot. And Tom, you've been here for many years. How many years is this for you at the Classic?
17, if it's been 17, you've been open. So.
Thank you for coming back year after year. Let's give Tom a hand. 17 years, he's shot in every Classic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're ready to go.
So Darren, as we look at these shooters, you're talking about Tom. He's been shooting 57 years. Ken's been shooting 55 years. It shows you how, well, variety of technologies and poundage of bows, but this can be a lifetime sport for a lot of people.
They've seen a lot change over the years as long as they've been shooting.
Shooting 10 a little low. What is it, Darren, at this point when you're shooting in an area like this, do you start to grab some clicks, adjust your sight if you're shooting low?
I would think if you're, you can tell they're a little bit nervous, but if they're confident in their execution, they should know after the first couple of 3 arrows if they need to make some adjustments here.
Cumulative scoring in compound archery in this tournament, again, that center X ring counts as 11, so maximum points allowed per end, 33 points.
And every arrow matters. From the first qualification arrow to where they're at now, every arrow counts.
And you can see that Tom was able to get a point back on Ken.
11.
Ken was able to get it right back. So really important here for Tom to try to send one to the center.
10.
Just off to the right.
Gentlemen, let's give them a hand. Want to get the crowd into it this year. If somebody shoots an 11, give them a hand. They can handle it. Tom, good, congratulations. I'm over here. Yeah, I figured, yeah. Sorry about that. Talk about your setup here this year.
TRX 38 from Matthews. I got a Shorelock sight. This G5 thing here, stabilizer, and it's working great.
Sure is, sure is. Congratulations, guys. Both of you are shooting lights out. It looks like, as far as standings right now, we've got a 3-point lead for Ken, 61 to 58. It's still close enough. We've got 2 more ends.
Two more ends of scoring, like Rob Koffelt said. And, you know, looking at Tom Coblentz, 6-time national champion in his career of shooting, including a world record at Senior Olympics. So no slouches, any of these, to get to this point anyway. We had elimination matches that started at 8 o'clock this morning. There were single-round elimination matches with the same format. Drop low. See, now in this particular case, that 9 can drop you 2 points.
Yep.
If Tom can capitalize.
11-10 liner.
That might do it right there. That closes the gap quick.
So that's called an 11-10 liner. We do have judges that'll go down and check the scoring.
I like how they're executing through the movement. You'll see their bows moving when the camera zooms in there, but they're still executing that release, and that's super important.
And look at the left eye of Tom. Now he's opening and closing that eye. What's he doing there?
Staying focused, I would say. He's making sure he's staying centered in his peep and keeping his scope in the center of the peep and keeping things in focus.
10.
And this is a shoot-up format, which means that these archers, Ken was our 4th place qualifier, Tom is our 3rd place. The winner of this match will advance, stay on that platform, and go to 2nd place. Let's get back down to Rob Koffel.
Ken, you've got everything beautifully coordinated. I'll tell you, you get any bonus points for fashion?
No, but dare to be different, you know.
Dare to be different. There we go. It's sharp. It's sharp. Very striking.
Boys of Victory or at Legacy Archery in Brookville took care of me on that. So told them I needed a set of limbs. They gave me camo limbs. And it's a hunting shop. What are you going to do?
Where are they located again? Could you name the shop and where they are?
Legacy Archery in Brookville, PA.
Very good. Big shout out to Legacy Archery in Brookville, PA. Great job. Great looking setup here. And it's getting the job done so far. Okay, it looks like we've got a 3-point lead again for Ken Shannon, 90 to 87. Could go either way. 3 points is not a lot. Tom, you got anything to say?
Yeah, how do you make everything quit shaking up here?
You got lots of experience. You got more experience at that than I do. All right, try to get her done then.
Here we go, the final end of this shoot-up for 3rd and 4th place qualifiers. Now, one of the ways you qualify here, of course, Darren, is you have a qualification score. We shoot 60 arrows at this face for a maximum total of 660 points, plus the cumulative score of your elimination rounds that happened earlier today.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Every arrow counts right from the get-go, and it's important to, you know, capitalize as you can on those points because it matters on your final position coming into these shoot-ups.
And by the way, I really liked what Tom said there. How do you stop shaking up there?
You
Part of
don't-
it's nerves, the other part is time machine.
Yeah, you just deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Tom needs to put an 11 in here to increase some pressure. It's a close match.
1-point match.
Perfect up and down, just off to the right.
Mm-hmm. That should be a 10. Tom needs an 11, maybe to tie here.
Sure does.
10.
Oh, just out the top.
Could be a tie score. You've got some line calls. That's gonna rest
Yeah,
on
we got some
nicely.
line calls. We're going to check it out.
And 7 years of experience. That sounds impressive, guys.
You'd think we'd shoot a little better, you know. I'm watching these young kids, 20 years old, and just knocking a hole in it, you know. Yeah. I wish I could do that again. Happy to be here.
Oh yeah, you're doing a great job. We're having a lot of fun. Let's see what the line calls are. There's some close ones. It looks like Jennifer Lau from Michigan is our line judge for this, this round, and she's giving them a good look. As of right now, it looks like Ken Shannon is our winner by 1 point. Held on. Ken, congratulations. Tom, I want to congratulate you. You have a 4th place payout, $250 for 4th. And welcome back. I hope to see you again next year.
I'll be here. I'll be here with bells on. So.
Let's give Tom a hand. 4th place. Okay, next up we have Carl Wenk. He was the 4th place qualifier from Shelby, Michigan. He took 2nd place in the 2018 Classic, and he's been shooting for 30 years. Let's give it up for Carl Wenk. Carl, good to see you again, buddy. Take your place on the right-hand stage.
All right, so here's the thing, Darren, Christian Berry. When you're the shooter that's coming up on stage, so Carl Wenk qualified 2nd, he actually has the option, if he wanted to move Ken Shannon off of his spot.
I think that's a good play. I think when you're coming in, you make that guy move. Don't let him get too comfortable over there. But Carl chose to take the open podium and fire first. Ken should be settled in. He got that first match out of the way now. He should be really comfortable up there, or more comfortable. There you go.
Beautiful shot. Now, there are name tags above the targets, but they're actually swapped at the moment, so don't pay any attention to that. We're looking at Carl Wenk right there, 10-10. I don't know, that one, that top arrow, that looks like a pretty close one to me.
Yeah, it's close.
So Ken Shannon, our 4th place qualifier, came in here with 868 points total scored out of a possible 924. Carl Wenk had 880 points. Ken trying to shoot his way up to the top of the pile. Here in the Senior Open 60-plus category.
11. Let's give it a
Ken's getting more comfortable up there.
Some great shooting here. Carl, welcome back.
Thank you.
Looking sharp up there. You got your boating shirt on and ready to rock. Tell us something about your setup here. I see Barnsdale limbs. Those are very custom limbs out of Michigan. Tell us about your setup.
Well, this is a Barnsdale bowl. He made it, so I've been shooting it since 2015. So I won with it, and I want to get rid of it.
Very good. Looks like you're running a Sherlock sight, a specialty scope. What kind of rod is that? So homemade carbon rod. Joe Stagg made it, you said? And what arrow shafts are you running?
Arrows? It's X7s or Eclipse Easton 2512s.
Very good. Very good. Well, you're making Michigan proud up here. All right. Let's see how things are going. We've got 32-29, 3-point lead for Ken Shannon.
So in that we talked, Rob was asking about arrow diameter. So we're talking about the maximum diameter allowed in this tournament is the maximum diameter we're allowed in any competition, which is those 27 diameter arrows. Why are we choosing those or 25s or 23s or whatever's available out there, Darren?
Most people like the 27 for the indoor game to catch lines. You know, if they're not hitting dead center, they're a little shaky, a little nervous. That big diameter increases their odds to clip that higher point value. But some folks choose a 23 or a 25, something that tunes better for them or maybe is more forgiving to human error. So it's personal preference, it's data, whatever they've collected that they're most confident in, that's what they're going to shoot.
Carl Wenk, 30 years shooting.
11. Skip ahead.
Great shot. With that Barnsdale.
Yes.
I've been in and around archery a little while, Darren, not as long as you have. I think maybe you have 1 or 2 extra years on me. I have not been familiar with the Barnsdale brand of bow.
Yeah, Dave Barnsdale's been around forever. He built limbs, custom limbs. He built limbs for Elite Archery for years, and the Barnsdale bow is literally a mirror image of the old Elite Tour. Same cams, almost same riser. So it's a very familiar, great shooting bow.
And Carl right now is shredding with it, working on a perfect 33 on this end. Upper left-hand part of your screen right now, it's 51 for Ken Shannon at full draw, 52 for Carl Wenk, and that is an 11-10 liner.
I think Carl just needed the first 3 arrows to get comfortable. He's looking more solid now.
11.
Wow.
Boom, boom.
Perfect 33 end. Keep in mind, this is the Senior Open 60-plus class, and that means 60 years old. Darren Christianberry not around the corner. Let's get to Rob.
Well, this is the second time I've been on this. I'm not as nervous as the first time. I barely made it up here the first time.
All right. Well, we'll see. There's a couple of line calls here. We'll see how those work out. It's an interesting dynamic here. We got like Detroit Lions against the Steelers or something going on here. Oh, okay. The Eagles? Are you an Eagles fan?
No, Patriots.
Patriots. Oh, the Pats. His wife said he just lost her. Oh, your daughter. I'm sorry. 63-61, 2 points.
(63-61), a big laugh. Darren, I'm a New England Patriots fan, and it is not very popular to talk about that around here.
I'm so sorry. I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah, those 6 Super Bowl rings are really wearing my guys down. Great shot to start this third end of competition off.
Carl's caught fire.
The winner of this match will advance to shoot against Connie Calloway, who is our #1 qualifier. So we are just a number of arrows away from our final match. This match will decide the final spot on the podium, 3rd place. You saw some English on that shot.
Yeah, that one got away from him.
The old dip bang, as they say, where the bow dips and then the release goes off.
Yeah, the bow arm actually moves just a little bit and finishes that release off. It's a scary situation. Great shot there from Ken.
So that now closes it up to 2 points.
11 here. We're tied up.
Oh, just out of the bottom.
Super close.
Still. Let's get back down to Rob.
Looks like until we get a line call, it's 92-91. Very close match. Carl looks like he may have a 1-point edge. How you feeling up there, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's a lot of fun, actually. I was nervous getting here. The weight's the worst. Once you start shooting, it's okay. You know.
It goes fast once you start shooting.
Sure does that, yeah.
Yes, it does. Both these guys are showing their experience and lay them in there, and we're ready to go. Looks like Carl Wenk has a 1-point lead on Ken Shannon. Anybody's game.
All right, so Rob said it right now. Greg White sitting alongside Darren Christianberry as we are deciding the final spot on the podium. Still left to shoot. Who the winner of this goes to shoot for 1st place, and 1 point separating these 2 archers.
11.
That's Carl Wenk, and he starts off with an 11, making
That's
a statement.
huge. That's huge right there, because the 11 is so tiny. It's tough to hit, and, you know, there you go. 2-point swing right there. Putting the 11 keeps the pressure on your opponent for sure. Carl shooting through the movement there. That's good to see. Keep pulling. Boom.
You can see that shot clock was down to 12 seconds. They have 30 seconds to execute each arrow.
10.
Little bit of movement after the shot.
There's enough time potentially to let down and reset, but 30 seconds is more than World Archery, but it's not a lot of time.
How about Carl Wenk? 33 on that end.
He left no doubt.
10, just out. Let's give these gentlemen a hand.
Outstanding shooting.
They did a nice job.
Well, thank you, man. Thanks for the event. This is awesome. I mean, you guys do a heck of a job. This is, in all my years, it's the nicest event I've ever been to.
Thank you so much. That's over 50 years.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Well, it's quite a compliment. Thank you. Okay. Can you take third place for a payout of $450? Congratulations. Thanks for coming. Hope to see you next year. Let's give Carl Wenk a hand. 5-point lead, 2 ends of 33. Man, way to go, buddy. You cranked it when you needed it. More tests to come. All right, let's welcome our #1 qualifier, and I'm going to ask for a standing ovation for this gal, Connie Calloway. Connie Calloway from down south, please. She came in our second-ranked archer. She's the first qualifier after everything through from Knoxville, Tennessee. 41 years of shooting. She's been world champion in ASA, IBO, Vegas, and ASA Shooter of the Year. Welcome, Connie. You're having a heck of a weekend. All right, welcome to the stage.
All right, so Connie did the right thing, I think, by moving Carl off of his spot. Connie Calloway comes in here tied, actually, total with Carl Wenk in total amount points score. Actually, she's 10 points higher than Carl. We're shooting 53 X's or 53 11s during the course of this match.
Connie's definitely a fantastic shooter. She's very well known on a 3D game, on a 3D circuits, but she's got a great shot. That's a close arrow there. It won't take her long to adjust to get to the middle.
Her resume long and distinguished: Vegas, Indoor Nationals, ASA World Champion, IBO Atlantic City. I mean, just an incredible shooter. And this is part of the open format.
Yeah.
It's not a men's or women's class. It's anyone welcome.
It's good to see. Good to see her there on top, fighting for the win. Carl's got his work cut out for him.
Just looked good from that angle.
It didn't take long.
It's just such a pure release that Connie has.
Still aiming good.
11.
Fighting back.
You can see the movement there when the camera zooms in. You can see how much those bows are moved. But if you're fluid with that release and continue to execute, it's amazing how accurate you can be. Great tip for young archers that think you have to hold rock steady. It helps, but if you execute,
10, just down low.
you can still get great results.
So door open for Wenk to take a 1-point lead if he can shoot an 11 here.
10.
Just off to the right. We have a great battle to be called Senior Open Champ. Let's go to Rob.
Connie, you are so well known across the South and shooting on the 3D circuit for many, many years. And, you know, I know you came with your friend Bobby Chester many years ago to the Classic for the first time. And we love seeing you up here. You know, you come up and brave the cold and the snow and things occasionally. And welcome back.
Thank you. This is awesome. Love coming to Lancaster, my favorite.
Thank you so much. Okay, it looks like we're ready. We'll get on to our second end. Looks like we've got a tie, 31-31. There were some line calls there.
You know, a lot of people talk about this tournament being their favorite. Darren, why is it so many people's favorite?
I think it's the format, you know, the head-to-head, the shoot-up, the you know, once you get in that final 4 or 8, whatever it might be, you have to work your way through, and it's just exciting to, you know, like last year, Tim Henley, you know, the amateur open, he was number 8 and went all the way through and wiped everybody out and won that division. So the opportunity to shoot a lot of arrows, the format, it's just it's an A1, A+ venue, it's an A1, A+ event, and the competition is so crazy tough, it's unbelievable.
Calloway opens up with a solid 11, followed up by Carl Wenk.
We got a match. It's great to see.
I really like watching the way Connie draws the bow back, and then she turns that wrist to get to her anchor point with that release. She gets settled in so quickly.
Her bow hand's nice and relaxed. You can see it there. That's so important.
Dead in the middle, just a little up high.
Carl wraps a little deeper than Connie does. Connie's got a nice, relaxed hand. Whatever Carl does works. Don't get me wrong. He's pounding the middle.
Oh, yeah. All right, so Carl just jumped out to a 1-point advantage.
Look at that focus.
10.
Boy, from our vantage point, too, you could see the disappointment Connie had after she released that arrow.
11.
That's what Carl needed to do if he wants to win this senior open class.
How you feeling up there, Carl? I'm still feeling all right. Obviously, you're still drilling them.
The sight's moving around, but they're going there, so.
Talk about trusting your shot there. That's very important, I think, for viewers and others to understand, is that you just, you know, talk about that.
Yeah, you just got to trust it sometimes. The sight's all over, but, you know, if you let it happen, it'll go to the middle. So I'm trusting it a lot today.
Very good. All right. So you can get this round going. It looks like we've got a 2-point match. 64 for Carl, 62 for Connie. The halfway point, it's still anybody's game.
So Rob mentioned it, halfway point, 6 arrows to go in this one, 3 per end. Connie, on the left part of your screen, had a nice long look through her binoculars down at her target. You know, for me, Darren, I shoot with a dot that covers most of the yellow, so the holes that are already there don't matter, but that's not the case for all archers, is it?
No, they have a different sight pin aperture, whether they use a pin, up pin, some use a small dot, some use a giant dot. It varies on what your eye likes to see. So sometimes a sloppy target can get in an archer's head, and guys that use a great big dot, it's no issue, like you said.
And if you're watching archery for the first time, you can see that in Connie's scope, in all the scopes, they actually have a bubble level, just like you would find in any type of tool that would, you know, level out something in construction. And that's so we can keep that bow nice and level. Not as important for 20 yards, is it, Darren?
No, it's, I mean, it's, is it necessary? Yeah, I mean, it almost is, I would say, but do you, I mean, it's obviously not necessary. You don't have to have it, but man, every little thing you can get that millimeter of an edge, I say you got to do it.
Now you could see Connie's bubble was off to the left a little bit, and that will create a shot that goes to the right. So sometimes you're so focused on that, you ignore the bubble.
Yeah, when you cant that bow, if you get it too far, too wide, it will affect your point of impact.
The bubble looks good.
Looking
for
good
Connie.
there.
Yeah.
Top limb to the left, it may hit.
And I was going to say, she needs an 11 in this one. Big sigh of relief for Connie Calloway.
Connie, let's talk just a little bit about your equipment. I see you're running one of the new Prime bows. It's absolutely stunning. I'm sure it's your favorite color. It's beautiful. Talk about the rest of your setup.
I have the Shibuya sight, and I'm using a 7-power lens. The very big dot kind of cuts down on the movement. I have the Hamsky rest, Calloway, shrewd stabilizers.
And what release and arrows?
I am shooting gold tip with my American flag.
Good, thank you for that.
Boning, and I'm shooting a stand release.
Very nice, very nice. Well, you're making everybody proud. I'm sure that Tim and the group at Prime Bows is tickled with your performance here today. Looks like we've got a 1-point match. Carl has a 1-point lead on Connie Calloway.
All right, so a good tip on setup, and we were talking about a 7-power lens.
Yeah.
That's what do you shoot normally indoor?
I'm shooting a 5 with a pin this year. I've normally shoot a black dot because you can see it in pretty much any venue. But I've been running a light and a fiber this year, trying to really, keep my setup familiar through indoor season, getting ready for 3D season. But Connie's shooting a 7-power with a big black dot, so obviously her bullseye's blown up really big with the 7-power lens. So, but that's what her eyes like, so that's what she's shooting.
Yeah. So Carl Wenk was that 10-11 liner. We'll have to see how that call goes eventually.
10.
That one's clearly a 10. So inner ring, about the size of, say, a penny, a little bit more, is the X ring that counts as 11, and then the 10 ring, which is the size of about a silver dollar.
Yep.
And then the rest of the yellow is 9.
Connie needs an 11 here. Get this match tied up. Oh. Yeah, she held a long time there. She didn't like the result of that. 11 here will seal it for Carl.
9.
Oh, kind of left the door open.
An 11 here will tie, I believe. Potential tie.
11.
Wow, great shot.
It was there when she needed it.
I believe we may have a tie match. We've got a line call or two down there, but it is really, really close. This is going to be a nail biter based on the judges' calls, and that'll be very interesting. Carl, you're almost to the end here. You might have another few arrows to shoot.
I got a little gas left, just a little.
All right.
Shooting this, and I was qualifying rounds and stuff. They were tough, so anybody that made the cut did well.
Yeah, anybody that made it to the cut, to the finals, and the elimination before this shoot-up, I mean, anybody that made it through the bracket, it's quite an accomplishment. The level of shooting here is crazy high. Okay, it looks like we've got a tie match. Let's give them a hand. Connie's last arrow sealed it to tie it up. Larry, you want to go over the rules for this shoot-up, or this final?
Yes, for a tie, each archer will shoot one arrow. The judges will call that arrow, and if we still have a tie by score, we'll shoot a second arrow. And if it's still tied by score, we shoot a third arrow, which will be measured closest to the center.
Got it. Third arrow closest to center. Otherwise, the first two arrows will be score.
And I will tell you this, that we had a situation today in the elimination rounds where they went 3 deep on closest to the center.
Yes.
If it's within 1 millimeter of each other through a measurement, they go to shoot another sudden death arrow. So here we go. This is for the title of 2020 Lancaster Archery Classic Senior Open Champion. Carl Wenk versus Connie Calloway.
9.
So a 10 for Connie here. This is done by score first, so if she shoots a 10 or an 11, she will win.
Carl shot a 9. 11. So how about that? Connie Calloway takes it. And a big congratulatory hug as Connie Calloway comes in here and slays the dragon. Senior Open 2020 Lancaster Archery Classic champion.
Second place, you're taking home $700. But what a battle you had.
Yes, and she's a lot of competition. She shot the best all weekend, so she deserves the win.
Very good. Very gracious. Thank you. Let's give Carl Wenk a hand. Connie, darling, awesome job. What a weekend.
What a weekend. You know, I wasn't going to be able to come here. My husband has been real sick. We thought he was going to die. And he got better the last 5-6 days. And he said, "You're going to Lancaster and shoot your bow."
out of the woods?
Yes, he is.
Praise the Lord.
He's getting better. Praise the Lord, yes.
Connie Calloway, your 2020 Lancaster Archery Classic champion. Connie will take away $1,250 in prize money, $500 in contingency from Prime, and $100 from Gold Tip. Again, let's give Connie Calloway a rounding.
Well, how about that? Connie Calloway doing a fantastic job and getting that victory and showing what women can do in the sport of archery just as much as the men, especially longevity-wise.
100%. She battled all weekend, like Carl said. I think she was top qualifier, and she shot the best all weekend, and she deserved that win. Put one in the middle when she needed to.
All right, let's get to PJ Riley, who has an extended interview with our winner.
All right, Connie Calloway, tell us about that victory. First of all, I should tell you that you're the first female that we've even had come into the Senior Open Final, and you're the champion. Tell us about that.
That's awesome. Well, a good friend of mine named Bob Chester, he said, hey, Connie, why don't you come up and shoot with us? Move over into our class. And I said, okay, I will. So I did last year, and I made the top 8, and I choked. And so this year, you know, I've had some sickness going on in my family, and practice wasn't a lot. So I cherished each shot and worked on making the shot. But I don't know, this is, you know, I've won a lot of things, but it seemed like this is the prize.
I was going to ask you, of all the things that you've won through the years, you've won everything. How does this rank?
I'm saying it's going to rank number 1.
Great, Connie.
Thank
Congratulations. We're super proud to have you, 2020 Senior Open champion at the Classic.
Thank you. Thanks for putting on an awesome shoot and the hard work you guys do.
Great.
Congratulations to Connie Calloway, as we are done with our first match of 16 over the next 2 days here at the 2020 Lancaster Archery Classic. More to come. Stay with us.
Every detail matters. Boning premium points are precision crafted. For arrows that spin true and fly clean and stable, time after time.
Established in a small town in 1981, a company that produces quality products that archers have come to rely on. I started shooting with a Scott release and have passed the tradition on. My dad always told me, never forget where you came from. Well, I haven't. Shoot with confidence. Shoot a Scott.